Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a high-level best of 3. Today we have in the top left spawning as our blue Protoss player playing for Team Alpha X. It is Astrea. And in the bottom right spawning as our red Zerg player playing for Team Basilisk. It is Reynor. Ooh, Nexus before Gate over here. So Nexus first. This is a really cool opener. And I do believe that Astrea is one of the only players that actually plays this. Starts mining this gas immediately as well. Kind of dig that, honestly. Probably wants to expand towards this as his third base location. It's like, might as well make this probe a little bit useful. Reynor not opening with a pool first, or 12 pool, 14 pool, 16 pool, whatever. So this is going to be an absolutely fine opener here. So Scout comes out for Astrea. And yeah, just a standard hatchery first. Now, the question is there going to be a second gateway? It's going to be single gas for now. Not actually mining here. That is probably a mistake. And just going to be into a core here for now. Ooh. Triple Nexus before core. This is not a build order I'm at all familiar with. I have not once seen this in my entire life. Wow. That's a build and a half. This actually is a build and a half. Look at that. Third base faster than the Zerg player here. A Zealot on the way. No second gate. Late scout, sure. You want to finish this Zealot? I guess you do. Warp gate and adapt, right? That's the... In my mind, that's the play. In my mind, the play is warp gate plus adapt. Does he chrono the warp gate as well? No, could definitely get away with that, though. Forward base being taken for Reynor. Oh, and that's why he started mining this as well. And now this is done. This base is now done, and... Well, it's going to be very interesting. Okay, he's going to chrono boost the warp gate. What the follow-up is going to be. Started a sentry now. Okay. Do I dig it? I don't know if I dig it. But the worker count is super spread. Look at this. Reynor's gonna scout. He's like, wait a second. That's a done Nexus, isn't it? And everything you know about StarCraft in this situation becomes pretty much irrelevant. Because this completely flips the game upside down. So the entire early game theory... You need to kind of rethink that on the spot here if you're Reynor, right? Because it just doesn't work anymore. This is a full wall up here. We are going for 2 more gateways, another chrono boost on this as well. Do you want to flood links into this? I think the first reaction of any Zerg player here is to go, okay, I'm just going to build 24 links and kill this. But most likely... That was the response of every Zerg player that Astrea practiced this against, and thus Astrea will be prepared for this. And indeed he is. He's going to get 3 gateways, he has a battery in the natural as well, he would be completely fine against the link flood. So then the next question is, what is going to be good? Like, actually, what is going to be good? Is that going to be some type of attack with the Rich Vespine geyser here, or... are there going to be too many units out by the time that hits? I mean, the production for Astrea is going to be absolutely fabulous. He has 3 gateways for a very long time already. He's going to get information with his hallucinated Phoenix as well. Scouts the fact that there's a lair going up over here. I think Astrea can expand to a 4th base at this point. And just be ahead. In my... Like, he's out-mining his opponent. Just pure gateway units, pure blink stalkers, I think actually would be pretty sick to have here. Single gas. I wonder if there's other builds that can kind of follow this up. I'm thinking like triple Nexus into like Twilight Council, you know, and go for a glaive build, forcing out more units. Okay, we have the... What is this? The pneumatized carapace coming out, the Overlord Speed. 3 more gateways coming out. So it feels like Reynor is going for a Queen drop plus Roach all in. But he's going to be behind in workers. There's going to be a crap ton of production here. And it's blink and +1. Full wall in the natural. Major wall at the 3rd base as well. And so much production. I'm actually having trouble seeing this work. The supply for Astrea, the moment these extra gates finish, is going to absolutely skyrocket. And now I'm kind of glad that he didn't go for a fast forward base, in a way. It has a bunch of sentries out. 3 sentries. Are going to be at least 3 force fields available, perhaps even more. Stalker warpins are starting as well. Cannon going up. Needs an extra pylon here to make sure that this stays alive. Hallucination. Not quite scouting what's going on yet. Oh, this is a bad scout, actually. Oh, this is a scout that did not go through the middle. This observer is going to figure out what's going on, though. And it should start an immortal immediately. Perhaps extra batteries. Yeah, battery in the back. Extra backup pylons. Maybe an immortal is a possibility. This stalker's on the wrong side of the wall here. Uh-oh. That is not entirely brilliant. 2 batteries are going up. I think an immortal here would be fabulous to have, though. Blink not quite done yet, but we have 10 stalkers out. But we also have 15 roaches. 4 more ravagers. Cybernetic Sword is going to get taken out. That means pure zealots will be the story from here on out. I think an immortal would be a good call, perhaps. Battery gets blasted as well. Astrea perhaps in a little bit of trouble here. 68 workers against 56. He can lose some workers. He can lose a little bit of his wall, but he can't lose every single stalker here. That would be very bad. Here finally comes our immortal, but this pylon don't think is going to be powering this till the end of time, as this pylon is about to die already here. New pylons need to be constructed. +1 has finished up for Astrea, and definitely going to help out. The roach count is at 8. The ravager count is at 4. There's no batteries helping out our American Protoss player. Can he blink out of this? Yes, he can. Zealot's moving forward right now as well. Can we get some batteries here in the back? I feel like at this point the cybernetics core should be back up. Yeah, here we go. Has been rebuilt in the main base. It's good control out of Astrea, but he's slowly but surely losing terrain here. 31 army supply against 83. So Roach Scout continues to grow. The queen count is still at 10 as well, which is an insane amount. There's creep everywhere, reaching from basically Reynor's 3rd base all the way into the natural of Astrea. Struggling to stay alive right now. One immortal might pop out in, 10 seconds from here, but no, just gets targeted down before it finishes up. And I actually think that Astrea might be dying here. The triple nexus before core provided him with a lot of money, but the way that money got spent wasn't ideal. No battery at all in the natural. The scouting of the push just a little bit too late. All very unfortunate, as I think that Astrea is going to be forced to tap pretty soon. He's still half of his opponent's army supply. He's getting a Dark Shrine right now. This is being done off a lair though, so Overseers are a possibility. Yeah, now that the natural falls, the main is going to be in trouble. A couple of links are flooding in there. There's no battery there quite yet. The links will spot the Dark Shrine soon though. That should be pretty bad already. Here comes a recall towards that main base. And these units could just run away at this point, go towards the 3rd. I mean, it doesn't even really need to continue the attack here either, if I'm being quite honest. It's 83 against 127 supply. 4th base on the way for Reynor. Up to 70 workers already, while Astrea's down to 46. This was a build with a lot of potential though, and despite it not working, I don't think this means that the build is non-viable. I think the build is very viable even. I just think that the scouting was a little bit too slow here. What an interesting build this was. Holy crap, that was really cool. Astrea, true innovator as well when it comes to these build orders, just kind of figuring out what is good and what might work. Creep tumors here being taken out. Rocks get blasted, but we get a blink out. These 2 stalkers, I think, blinked in the wrong direction. They're gonna end up dying. A couple more roaches on the way. First 3 DTs as well being warped. And do we have an Overseer out yet? Not quite. And surely the Dark Shrine has been spotted. Yeah, it has been spotted. I'm not sure if Reynor is aware of what he spotted, though. And there's not a single spore here yet either, so... If you kill 25 to 30 workers right now, I think you're still losing, honestly, as Astrea, but... who knows? Who knows? Overseer does get constructed as well at this moment. So this doesn't look so nice. This really does not look so nice. +2 on the way for our American Protoss player. Here comes the Overseer. Take a look at the first person out of Reynor. As he moves forward with this Overseer, will snipe that Observer. Oh, that's a DT. He spots the DT. We'll get it in there. And sees lots of DTs moving in at the same time. 2 drones go down. As a start, don't forget there's the speed on the Overseers as well. 5 drones going down. Putting Reynor perhaps a little bit more all in than he ideally wanted to. Yeah, look how fast these Overseers are. I think if these DTs all get into position before Reynor sees them, sees the little blur, might be a different story. You kill 12, 13, 14 workers. They still need a 4th base here as Astrea, though. But just having A similar worker supply is probably not going to be good enough. Main should be running out. Natural and third also are going to be running out some of these patches pretty soon. Don't forget, natural and the third were basically built at the exact same timing. Yeah, this ain't looking so hot for Astrea. I think that's just the reality of things here. That is just the reality of things. DT is going to get butchered. As Reynor moves forward with the Overseer on his own tail. +2 finishing up soon, but it's 25 Stalkers against 22 Banes, 14 Roaches. That's pretty much game over. Lynx try to get into the natural. Of course, there's a Stalker in position. As this base is being taken out at a very high pace. 5th base has finished already for Reynor. It's move commanding forward with these Banelings. Trying to get some damage done. And he's definitely getting that damage done. There we go. Reynor in an impossible to lose situation. Looking less solid earlier on in the game. You know, it's always a big surprise when someone pulls out one of these tricks in a tournament. But Reynor responded very appropriately. Managed to do the perfect push out and kill Astrea, who's now down 100 supply on near humanity here. I don't think you want to attack into 2 base if you have 5 bases against 2. I mean, maybe he can, but it's just not really necessary. I guess he can. It really just doesn't matter. There we go. Reynor is in and Astrea is out. Interesting strategy in that first game, but not good enough for Astrea. Really think it was a scouting issue more so than anything else. Let's take a first-person look here in Reynor's brain. See what he's actually doing. Just seems to be moving around for now. Not a whole lot. Interesting. Astrea. Also quite a fast player, isn't he? I hate that APM is not a viable measurement anymore. Look at this. Reynor with 2500 APM, completely ruining this. It was really sick at the start of StarCraft 2 that APM actually was a very good indicator of kind of how fast people were, how good people were. Sometimes there were very fast people that weren't so good, but I think especially at the highest level, it did show something, and that's just not the case anymore because of how the rapid fire works with Zerg and with the repeat rates being tampered with, tinkered around. So yeah, not a huge fan of all of that. Not a huge fan of all of that. Because now all these Zerg players look so fast. Oh my god, he's the same. Look at this. Also having an average APM of 700 Astrea here. Okay, he also has some tricks up his sleeves. I don't know what it is, but probably has something to do with the probe micro here, doesn't it? Yeah. Whenever he starts... Yeah, look at that. Prrr. So you put rapid fire on the gather resources hotkey, and that basically forces you, or that gets you to very high APM. Like an APM of 2000. It's not possible, of course. Unless you're just face rolling your keyboard. Like hitting it with 2 fists at the same time. Yeah, so stupid. I wish this wasn't the case. Ooh, Robo first. Another build order here out of Astrea that we don't see a lot. This is why I like Astrea. No, that's not true. There's many reasons why I like Astrea. And one of the reasons is definitely the fact that he plays very different from every other Protoss player. He just has his own things that he likes. And he sticks with his guns, you know, and he's also solid with it. Yeah, it's not like he has tricks, and then if the tricks don't work, that's it. No, he has tricks, and then good mid-game, and good late-game. Good decision-making as well. I really enjoy watching him play majority of the time. There you go, going in. Ooh. I wonder if this Overlord's gonna die. I don't think it will. I can I get an Observer first, or... Ooh, okay. Disruptor drop, I like it. I really do like that type of stuff. Disruptor drop or Colossus drop, of course. Both viable build orders. Colossus drop just not as popular, but trust me when I say it's okay. Actually, these days, because a lot of Zerg players respond with pure Link Queen, I think a Colossus might be better at times, because you can clear links faster with it. So, you know, it's a surprise. You fly in with the Prism, ta-da! You get like 10 links immediately. It's sick. You don't have the big surprise, though, that you do with the Disruptor as much. It's more consistent damage output, which I'm fine with. Ooh, second Robo! What are you doing, Astrea? What is this? This is a 2-base all-in, isn't it? Guy's such an interesting player. 2 adepts make their way across the map. First Disruptor is on the way as well. Are we gonna see... No, I don't think we're gonna see anything out of this. No prism speed or anything of the sort. 4th assimilator does get taken here. As these 2 adepts. Do they have a plan? Do they have a plan? Yes, they're gonna shade in. Are they gonna be capable of doing anything though with that shade in? Yeah, I don't think so. Don't even think you want to finish that. Yeah. Correct call by me. Definitely don't want to finish that. Okay. A 2nd prism. Sure. Normal build order. I have seen... No, I've never seen this before. So the 2nd prism... Oh! This is actually really cool. So a problem often with robo builds is that you start with some initially good harass, but then the Zerg just chases the 1 prism you have. But now, this prism is going to stay around. You don't have to go back to pick up the 2 disruptors. This build is really smart. So it's gonna go with what? 2 disruptors in this prism. Go. Whoop. And you still have this setup as well. Or you're gonna go with the next 2. So there's really 3 areas through which you can kind of attack. And there is the gravitic drive coming out here. And gateways being built as well. Okay, this is a completely unique build order. I wonder what's best. I think Link Queen probably works relatively fine. But then you also need roaches eventually to kind of double immortal behind it. The problem with roaches is they just die against all the robo units. So here we go. That's 1. That's 2. It's not gonna hit anything really. 2 drones go down. And 2 more disruptors come in. Do you go with 4 immortals or 2 immortals? 9 more drones? What? I think Reynor is kind of misreading this. But maybe because he's losing drones, he's like, hey, I need more drones. I think he needs less drones. That's hard to say, isn't it? This is... Okay, this is... I'm just kind of shocked at this. I've never seen this before in my life. Just both the build orders right now. This is really rare in StarCraft too. Because I watch so much StarCraft. I've seen most strategies or something along similar lines. But these are completely unique strats that I haven't really... You know, they're well thought out. They're innovative. And it's not that difficult to do something completely new in StarCraft. But to do something completely new that actually seems to have a purpose and seems somewhat good, that is quite rare. This is big hits with these disruptors. Oi, 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 oi. These are some massive hits right there. Some absolutely huge, massive hits. Roach Run-By is not actually going to do anything. Battery gets constructed. 4 Stalkers get recalled back home. And maybe can even build like 1 or 2 Adepts here as well to help out. Maybe that's not even going to be necessary. Look at this. This is 4 Disruptors. Is there Roach Speed yet? Yes, there is Roach Speed. That is actually kind of important. These 2 Immortals are going to help out. And there is 1 Sentry that could maybe force field something in. This 3rd base is toast. Absolutely toast. There's no doubt in my mind about that. You can eat that if you're a Brit. You can put some baked beans on it. That, my dear friends, is definitely toast. These roaches. Oh, great split. But there's another Disruptor shot. Every single time you think it's over, there's another shot. So, 1 Disruptor has fallen at this point, but more Stalkers being warped in. Woo! Another Disruptor actually dies for free. Big mistake there, because the Disruptor count is the thing that matters the most. There's a bit of cash in the bank as well for Astrea, which isn't being used right now. I wonder if you want to continue pushing or, yeah, get more Disruptors behind this. I actually like that call a lot. You just kind of shoot with your Disruptors, take out 3rd bases, but you don't commit too deep. There's no reason to commit too deep. You actually have a tech advantage here as the Protoss. If you have the tech advantage, then, you know, why go ham? Over time, your Disruptor should be better. You're clearing creep as well, which makes Disruptor shots even better. Purification Nova doesn't slow down on creep, but of course the roaches do speed up on creep. Oh, that's a hit. Takes out, I think, some HP of the Queen. No, whoop, takes out a Ravager and a Roach there. And then you just go back. There's no reason to rush this at all. These roaches did make their way across the map, though. And maybe right now that gives a reason here to rush it a little bit. Or perhaps you just want to deal with it. That seems to be the answer here for Astrea. It's just dealing with it properly. Warping in a bunch of Stalkers. 5 Stalkers will be fine. So low ground now is under fire. Under siege. Third base gets taken out. Can we get some hits? Can we get some hits? Biles are definitely hitting. And now Disruptor's moving forward. There's 4 Disruptors. Could be capable of forcing himself onto this ramp because of that large Disruptor number. Even if he can't, he's just getting... Oh my god. Look at this. You just wait. Now you just go back down. There's no reason for you to ever go up there. Yeah, GG gets called. Astrea. 2 builds, two games, 2 completely unique builds. And actually wins this one with as well. Putting this series back to a complete tie. Game number 3 hopefully brings more of this... Astrea awesomeness. Man, this has been a really sick series. I didn't actually... Well, I expected it to be a good series, but I didn't think we're going to see cool new builders. That's really sick, actually. I love that. I really love that. Just being capable of thinking outside of the box. Like, that is very impressive. And I think I've explained this before, but actually coming up with completely new styles or completely new openers tends to be super hard. Because the time invested into it very often doesn't pay off. So imagine you make a new strategy that is really good and you've spent like 10 or 12 hours making it. Or let's say even if you only spend 3 hours making it, you know? And then the strategy is good. The moment you play it once, every other player is going to copy it. And they're going to have spent 0 time on building that strategy. You know, they're figuring out what the optimal way to do it is, seeing if, you know, making sure that it's safe, that type of stuff. While you have to do all of this before the first time you truly play it in a tournament, otherwise you'll just straight up lose. So there's often a time investment that doesn't really pay off in the long term. Because on top of that, often you have ideas that don't end up working out. So you go down a rabbit hole of improving a strategy for like 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. Maybe even more than that, and then it doesn't work out. So you just... I'm not saying you're wasting your time, but every StarCraft player has a limited amount of time that they can invest into the game, right? And if one player is fiddling against the easy AI, trying to make a great build order, and the other player is playing 5 hours of intense, you know, player versus player action, the player versus player action player is going to learn a lot more, get more experience, get quicker there probably as well, while there is some value in being capable of inventing build orders, but being capable of copying them is a very good skill to have as well, which most pro players at this point in StarCraft 2 just possess. Like, it's not that difficult to copy a build order if you know what you're doing. So yeah, the time investment is often not worth it. So seeing a high-level player come up with like this level of creativity is extremely rare. You almost never see this in tournament plays. Like the type of stuff that is just super out there. And it's cool. It really is cool. This is not that though. This is just a standard 4-gate glaive, or at least a slightly more standard 4-gate glaive. 3 units before warp gate into 3 gates, and then the next warp in has 4. So you're gonna hit at like... what, 440-ish, I guess? With 13 adepts, I think is the play. Because the next warping can't be on the prism yet. The next warping is just going to be downstairs as well, or you put the prism over here, but it's not going to be in your opponent's face. Glaive's also not done yet. Yeah, okay. 4 adepts indeed being warped in over here. So we're looking at, yeah, it's going to be 13 adepts at 441, 442. It's a good amount of adepts. We'll see if Reynor is ready for it. He's defending this with a double gas opener. Does not quite have glaives yet. Here we see Astrea setting up. Is he ready? Is he ready? Oh, yes, he is. Here comes the final up. 446, 13 adepts. Queen's not quite in position yet. Ooh, if he were to shade into this base, that would be an issue. That actually could have definitely been an issue. First Queen gets completely blasted. As, no drones go down though. Such a high amount of roaches coming in here. This is an issue for Reynor. This really is an issue for Reynor. It's a beautiful build order out of Astrea. It's gonna finish this shade in the natural. The prism goes towards the main. I think this prism is toast. This queen starts... yeah. No, the prism was toast. Drones need to move away from this. Do we have a follow-up? Yes, we have an immortal and a third base. 7 drones being taken out. Very good start for Astrea. Cleared a bunch of workers, cleared a bunch of units, and is up in resources lost. Hasn't lost his prism, and is following up with 2 immortals, I think. Or no, just 1 immortal for now. Counterattack coming out of Reynor. Not so sure if this can actually achieve anything, though. Don't think it actually can. Most definitely can't. These 2 adepts coming from the side. Prism heading in towards the main. What's the queen count? 4. 2 queens died? 1 queen died. Spores went down as well. Just in case of a DT follow-up. Makes you wonder if this observer is such a great thing to build. 2 immortal into Robo Bay, by the way. Interesting. Looking like a Colossus build almost. It's too late for a Disruptor drop, I think. I've seen MaxPax play this kind of game and then just go for like an 8-gate Adept, Sentry, Stalker type of follow-up with Blink and 2-3 Immortals. I think I wouldn't mind that in this position either, personally. Really nice build though out of Astrea. Really nice build. Absolutely lovely. Here come the 2 Adepts. No, here they don't come. Up. Go in, go out. Like a thief in the night. Okay, it's going to be a Disruptor follow-up. We don't have any extra tech yet. Okay, here comes a Forge. 6 gases as well. Yeah, it sure is an interesting style. It's actually going to be a really difficult push to hold here for Reynor. I didn't quite realize this. And this is what I was talking about. This could have been off of 8 gates as well, rather than just the 4 gates that it is at the moment. Imagine how hard this would be to hold for Reynor. It's going to finish... No, it's not going to finish these shades. Finishes one of the shades. Prism is heading towards the main. Is this in vision of anything? No, it's not. It's going to drop, take out a couple of workers here in the main. No, it's not. Man, Reynor's responses here looking solid. Looking very tight. Let's get the pick up. More and more Disruptors on the way. Gas not quite being saturated yet. Loving this build. Loving this play here out of Astrea all around. Equal worker count. I think Storm could be good as well at this point. Or just going for Archons. I just think you need some type of tanking in case Banelings are going to start hitting you at a high pace. This was a very tight build order. Like really, really nice and tight. 13 adepts at... What did I say? 4... For 46. It's definitely not bad. Definitely not bad at all. Okay, here we go once again. Lots of Banelings being morphed. 76 workers as well for Reynor. This is a very odd type of style though that Astrea is playing, like as a follow-up, as a mid-game style. This feels like an early part of the mid-game when the Baneling count isn't so high. It should be fine, but I think you almost need to do something else afterwards, no? This is going to finish up, kill 2 workers and then die. Kill 3 workers, make that 4, make it 5? 5 workers, nice. Actually nice. Could use Stalkers plus an Observer here to take out this creep. It's the type of stuff I like to do. Instead we see the Adept over here. Is he going to shade in or shade out? Shade in or shade out? Shade in or shade out? And he's going to lose all these Adepts. That's what he's going to do. Not a great trade. Zealot's being warped in as charge has just started. I really think we're going to need some follow-up tech here, Astrea. I know you're not big into Storm at the moment, but yeah, Templar Archives is a necessity. Here come some links. Got blinked upon. I think Reynor can actually attack. And the way that he likes to play against this is to attack with Ravagerling Bane over and over and over. 28 more Banes coming in, so it's going to bring the total up to 38. Because he already has 10. Roach is moving towards the left as well. Is there something at home to defend? There's a battery. There's a battery, and a cannon. There's no Banes in here, so battery is actually very useful. Can you get a Disruptor shot? Yes. Woo! There's a lot of links there. This attack still coming in. Here comes the Zealots. Ooh, look at that setup. Look at that setup. If charge would have been done right now, this could be super dangerous for Reynor, but it's not quite done yet. It's a little bit less dangerous for Reynor. Reynor's getting in towards the natural. We see Banelings heading towards the third as well. And these probes, are they locked in? No, they can evacuate, but are they going to? The answer is no. 19 workers going down to start with. 23. Make that 30. Make that 33. At the same time, slow zealots walking in are starting to work on this queen. But what a great engagement here for Reynor. Kills 33 workers, loses 6. Starts stacking into a hive as he's onto 5 bases. Probably wants to add some more drones as well. So he can really start going into that late game setup. Still on 8 gas is Astrea. So that means that the Archon Templar is a possibility for him. But yeah, not a fan of how this went. Not a fan of how this went for him at all. This Disruptor is going to join the right side. This is a difficult map though to play, I'm gonna be real. Dragon Skills is so darn difficult often. So darn difficult. Not much to say about that. Ooh. Nice. Good dodges. Double Archon morphs. And here we're gonna go. One Disruptor shot, gets a connection. Second Disruptor shot, gets a connection as well. This is working, this is working. Good defense so far out of Astrea, who perhaps still has a counterattack in him as well. Keeps, what, 2, 3, 4 Disruptors alive, 5 Archons. Counterattacking with Zealots here might actually be in a position right now to go for it. I mean, with 4 Disruptors and this high of an Archon count against 12 Banelings only, this could be possible. The creep isn't spreading that far either. The Prism's still alive on the left side. As long as this stays alive, it forces some amount of supply towards here as well. Oh, Baneling's now running in. We'll get to connect with a lot of these probes. They have +2. That means that probes are getting one shot. And now Astrea's a lot more all in than he thought he was. Stalkers warp into the natural. Battery will help out. Adrenal not quite done yet, but 28 workers have gone down. Oh my god. More Banelings here connecting with these probes. Astrea needs to go, and he needs to go right now. Every second that he's wasting is a very, very bad second. And he's wasting a lot of seconds right now. He's wasting a lot of seconds. This is just giving his opponent more and more Banes to build. Every Baneling that gets added in here is a bad Baneling. 2 more Archons will get constructed. Still on 8 gas, and that is important. So you can always reinforce with pure Archon, which is kind of nice. But there's just no mineral count anymore. Okay, here we go. Archon count is at 7. Disruptor count is at 3. The main issue will be the Banelings, nothing else. Oh, Banelings just finish up. If that hadn't happened, it would have been a nice shot with a Disruptor. Another run by coming in with a lot of Banes. Astrea is... Well, actually... Technically, he's not really in a rush, right? He just forced out a lot of Banes, a lot of Ravagers, and went back home. And now he's forcing his opponent to attack into him. He has a defensive setup here on the left side. These Archons are going to survive. All Banes die. Adrenal has finished up. And now we're getting closer and closer to max. Broodlords are not in production. So this is actually the army that Reynor has to work with. This was some insane decision making. Some actually insane decision making. Going in and going out. Just forcing out these Banes. Making sure that Broodlords can't be morphed. That was huge. That was an absolutely huge move. Now we have another attack coming in. What's the Archon count? Holy crap, we're at 10. We can warp in 3 more. 1 more Disruptor as well, popping out over here. Oh, and here comes an attack. Here comes an attack. Banelings are going to connect with probes again. Super Battery could be activated. It's not so far. Okay, there we go. 179 supply against, well, 170. A couple of Archons wouldn't hurt in this location, would it? I definitely need something to deal with it. So the Archon count is still huge. Disruptor count at 4 as well. I think Reynor needs to get some tech behind this though. Needs to at least start the Greater Spire or start a Spire in general. Needs to do something because if this is a max out on like with 4 more Archons, I think that's an issue. More drones or more probes being taken out. Like look at the money. That's 4 more Archons in here. And the army supply is already huge. Uh-oh. Astrea going all out right now. Is going to lose the far right side base. Can definitely warp in some stuff. I don't understand why we're not warping in anything at the moment. Probably waiting for the Prism. There we go. But right now is supply blocked. 5 Archons in the bank. There are 5 Archons in the bank. Pylons being constructed. 116 supply against 116. Disruptor gets sniped. Vipers aren't out yet either, which I actually think is a mistake. That's a low supply unit that could make a big impact on a fight like this. Blinding Cloud, Disruptor abducts, of course. Everything would help. Every little thing would help. 1600 gas in the bank. Soon to be 1800. That would be 6 extra Archons being added into this comp. That's just a huge deal. That is just a huge deal. Astrea is moving back home. Or is going to wait perhaps for the next warp-in cycle. Can get at least 3 more Archons with those 7 gateways. Has a Disruptor shot coming in. Zealot's moving in. 49 more Banes on the way. I think the Bane count is too high. Perhaps if there was Storm with this as well, it is possible, but without Storm, I'm not sure if it is. Good splits coming out of Reynor once more. Doesn't really lose a whole lot. 124 army supply against 110. Here comes a Baneling flank or a Baneling attack. I don't know what it is. Seems like a flank to me. The Roach Ravager control is just very, very good. As yeah, this base is gone. Reynor sees it is like, oh, never mind. I'm not actually going to care about that at all. I probably just want to... Do you even want to send them in here? I don't know what you want to do with your Banelings right now. Probably do want to kill some Archons at some point. Oh, that's a pick of and a half. That is beautiful. Look at that. That's 900 gas down the drain immediately. And that's only 3 Disruptors left. 1 Disruptor behind bars here, behind the Stalker. And yeah, I think Astrea is actually running out of steam at this point. It's actually running out of steam. Reynor's control in these situations just a bit too good. 6 Corruptors finally on the way. Greater Spire about to finish up as well. These Banelings are coming back home. And once any amount of Broodlord hits the field, this is completely over. The Ravager Roach count is very high. I like that Astrea is kind of rotating towards a more open area. It's definitely going to help his Archons. Disruptor forward. Drop it forward. Drop it forward. Can you drop it? Can you drop it? Can you drop it? And shoot. Yeah, there we go. That's big. That's big. That was a good hit. I think he should have done this a little bit faster, perhaps. Of course, yeah, now he's going to see these Broodlords and probably feel very hurried as well. I don't think Astrea can do it anymore. I think he might have accidentally died. Where's the Brutes? The Brutes are very far back. They're finishing up right now. Still can drop Archons on top of the Brutes, perhaps, is a play you could go for. So Reynor right now goes back into his main ramp, into his natural ramp. Might lose a base here, might lose a base there, but keeps the drones alive. And his opponent has no bases left. Oh, what a game. What a series. What an absolute monster of a series. In a positive way. A beast. A banger. Yeah, 65 drones still here. As the Broodlords are chasing the Archons and Disruptors back home. This high ground now gets taken. 6 Broodlords. Lots of Roaches and Ravagers. But there's still a dream. Although the dream is fairly unrealistic. One of those dreams in which you fly. And you speak a different language. And everyone seems to understand you. People laugh at your jokes. And that type of dream. It's not real, Astrea. The dream is dead. Loses his Prism as well. Stuck on a ramp. Blinks forward. Will be capable of sniping 1. Maybe 2 Broodlords. But no, not even that. GG gets called. Reynor wins this absolutely wild series. In this best of 3 here, ending on Dragon Skills. That is going to be it for me today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this very unique and special series. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Bye bye.